Hey guys, I'm going to go through this as quick as possible and then give you guys the list of everything that you are supposed to do today. Okay. So first off, we are finishing the guided notes. Okay. That's numero uno. So this packet. Okay. You need to finish it and listen up. Okay. So we have the Knights of Labor, the Haymarket Square Ride, and the AFL to talk about. So the Knights of Labor, okay, was a labor union that was created in 1869. And it one big thing that they pushed for was equal pay for men and women. Okay. And you have to think back in the 1800s. Oh, knocked my stuff over. Kind of radical idea. Okay. But that was one thing they pushed for. Another thing is that workers should have the ability to own the factories where they work, own the stocks, own parts of the company. That was another big thing. The big difference between the Knights of Labor and the AFL is this: the Knights of Labor, anybody, any type of worker could be in the Knights of Labor. A plumber, a welder, whatever. It was anybody. If you were just had a simple job in the factory, you were in the Knights of Labor. Okay. So the Knights of Labor welcomed anybody, and that was good in one sense, but not good in the other, in that they didn't really have a lot of leverage. And I'll explain that when we get to the AFL here in a second. But the Knights of Labor, the labor union itself, really started to go downhill after 1886. And here is the last bullet, okay? Lost most of its members and was largely disbanded after the Haymarket Square riot in Chicago in the year 1886. Okay. It was largely disbanded after the Haymarket Square riot in Chicago in the year 1886. And what is the Haymarket Square riot? First off, this Haymarket Square in Chicago happened in 1886. So, all these people had gathered at Haymarket Square because the day before, okay, and they wanted two things, or they were protesting for two things. A, they wanted an 8-hour workday, but the biggest thing was that there were picketing workers who had been killed the day before by Chicago police. So on your blanks, it says a response to Chicago police killing. You can put strikers, picketers, whatever, and McCormick Reaper plant the day before. Okay, so all these people were here for this protest. Okay, because the police had killed a worker or two the day before at another plant. Okay. But here's what happens. Okay. The police show up to get rid of the crowd. Now you got to think part of the reason why they are protesting is because of what the police had done the day before with the workers. So crowd's not really over the moon whenever the police show up. Well, somebody in the crowd decides to throw a gosh darn bomb at the police. And many think this may be one of the first true terrorist attacks in United States history. But whoever threw it it led to several people being killed in this instance, and it's so severe that martial law is issued in Chicago the next day. Which, if you don't know what martial law is, that's basically where like the military takes over the government. That's how serious this was. And because the Knights of Labor was kind of in like with organizing this protest, the Knights of Labor gets roped into this whole event, like with the bomb thrower and everything. So the effect is that the Knights of Labor starts to be associated to be a radical organization of anarchists, which radical means like you're kind of like on the extreme of something, right? But anarchist means like you don't want any government. And so think about it. Are you gonna want to be a part of an organization that's like that? Probably not. Okay. So the Knights of Labor starts to see a decline in membership, and this leads to the AFL, the American Federation of Labor, that was created by Samuel Gompers. All right. But it is created out of the Knights of Labor after the Haymarket Square riot. So a lot of the people who left the Knights of Labor joined the AFL. Okay. And the AFL, led by Samuel Gompers, again, that was the creator, was determined on two things. They wanted higher wages and shorter hours. Pretty simple. No huge overarching goals there, but still good, definite goals. That's what the AFL was pushing for. Okay. Better work conditions, higher wages, and not having to work as long. Okay. But here's the difference between the AFL and the Knights of Labor, because this part, I mean, sounds very similar to the Knights, right? Is the Knights of Labor wanted to improve working conditions. The AFL did not accept every type of worker. So you remember how the Knights of Labor, everybody being the Knights? No. The AFL focused on skilled workers. Okay. And here's your blank. Okay. More leverage. So focus on skilled workers. I'm on that last part there. More leverage with factory owners for money, is they were not as easily replaced. And here's an example of what I'm talking about here. Okay. Again, skilled workers, okay, could mean like a plumber or, a welder, anything that you need like a certificate for or training for. Okay. It's a special skill that you have and not everybody has. Now, here's my example to you guys. Just thinking about this. I used to work at Walmart in Princeton, okay? Nothing wrong with working at Walmart. I love my time working at Walmart, okay? But if I worked in like the grocery delivery, like pickup thing, whatever. If everybody in my department had walked out one day, that would have sucked for Walmart, right? They have to fill all those jobs. But no disrespect, but they could still fill those jobs, right? I mean, it's picking stuff off the shelves and scanning it and putting it in a basket. I mean, it's doable. Okay, you can find a lot of people willing to do that. Okay, and that have the ability to do that. What about if every single nurse walked out at Trigg County Hospital? Would they be able to solve that problem so easily? Probably not. Actually, they couldn't. No, they couldn't. Because not everybody has a nursing license, and not everybody has an LPN or an RN. Like that is takes very specialized training and very tough training. Trust me, my girlfriend and my sister both went through nursing school. It's very grueling and tough. You don't have everybody that's trained to be a nurse, and so the nurses would have more leverage in that situation than the workers at Walmart. Same deal here with the Knights of Labor. The Knights of Labor did not have as much leverage because they weren't skilled. They weren't just skilled laborers. The AFL, okay, because they were only skilled laborers, not everybody had the skill that they did. They had a little bit more leverage when it came down to sit with the factory owners and to push in for higher wages or whatever they needed. Okay, because they were not as easily replaced. You couldn't just go out and walk down the street and find somebody to be a welder or whatever. Okay. Um, Interesting thing about the AFL, it was divided up. Instead of it being one big happy union, it had all these craft unions. So it was based on like all the welders were a part of this part of the union, all the plumbers were a part of this part of the union, and so on. Okay, so all these different unions were part of the overarching AFL, but there was still a little bit of difference there. Like they had a little bit of autonomy to do whatever they wanted. All right, now, so you should have all the notes. If you're missing some, then you need to get with a partner who has it and get it. This whole packet, you're going to turn it in. Okay, all this. It's going to be 25 points in Infinite Campus. Okay, so you don't want to miss this. You want to make sure you get this in. Okay, so number one, turn in the notes to the correct tray. Okay, so obviously first block, top tray, second block, middle tray, fourth block, bottom tray. Then what I need you to work on is checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2 of the Industrial America project. Okay, so that's the paragraphs. Okay, that I've shown you guys. It's under Industrial America project. There's no excuse to not get this done. Okay, because it's literally you're bringing in evidence from the sources that we went over in class. Okay, and if you don't remember everything, I even attached a video going over those sources again. Okay, do not copy and paste from the internet, but you need to do checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2. It needs to be a whole paragraph, 5 to 7 sentences with evidence from the sources. And again, the videos are going to help you out. And also, I have some sentence starters for you guys to help you out as well. There's no reason to not get this done. I'll even give you ideas on what you could talk about. Okay. But this will be due Monday night because the plan is Monday you guys will be taking a test over Industrial America. Okay. And then so you have all the next weekend. You can make a note card with 4 items on it from the study guide that you're going to get here in a second. But after the test, you're just working on stuff. That's it. We're not doing anything else. And then the day after that, next Wednesday, or excuse me, this coming Wednesday, we are going to introduce the Industrial America Project, and that's all we're working on. We'll finally dive into some new content on a week from Friday. Okay, a week from tomorrow. Okay, but you need to do checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2 of the Industrial America Project. Okay, the study guide for the Industrial America test. Again, that's on the sheet. You don't have to do it, but I will post a key to this weekend. Okay, so it will be posted to Google Classroom. All the answers I can send it out to Remind. For those of you who don't do Google Classroom at home, I'm not going to leave you hung out to dry. Okay. Um, Make sure that your bell ringers are in check. Some of you guys that tanked your grade the last time I did a bell ringer check, I'm not for sure when I'll be doing it, but it'll be sometime soon. So as of right now, we've done 9 through 15 since the last bell ringer check, so make sure they are done. And lastly, bonus points. This is offer is on the table until Monday night. Okay. So you could do it now and have it built in the bank, or you can do it after you take the test and get some points added back if you don't do so hot on the Industrial America test. Because I'm going to add 10 bonus points to your test, basically 25% if you complete this Ed puzzle, which the Ed puzzle, if you go to Industrial America, it says Ed puzzle extra credit opportunity. You just go to it, you click in, you'll watch the video, you'll answer questions, all that stuff. Okay? But you have plenty to do. There's no reason to be messing around. Nothing like that. Okay? I will not be happy if I come back on Monday. Whenever I see you guys again on Monday, if I get a bad note. I know I won't. You guys have been great for me this year. We've had a good year so far. But just please get work on this. If you have any questions, just write it down and send me an email. That way I can get back to you. And like if you have a question about the specific checkpoint, it's better if you send it to me an email because it's a written record and I can send it back to you promptly. Okay. But if you need anything, you just let me know. And I hope you guys have a great day.